Got it. Continuing in English. After winning the presidency in 1860, Lincoln faced a nation on the brink. Southern states began seceding following his election, leading to the formation of the Confederate States of America. When war erupted in 1861, Lincoln's foremost goal was preserving the Union. He led with a careful balance of political strategy and moral conviction, often testing the limits of presidential power to meet the crisis. One of his most defining acts came in 1863 with the Emancipation Proclamation, which transformed the war into a fight not just for Union, but also for human freedom. He backed it with moral clarity and political skill, but also by appointing capable generals like Ulysses S. Grant. His steady leadership helped hold the war-weary nation together through immense loss. In 1865, as the Civil War drew to a close, Lincoln spoke of binding up the nation's wounds. Unfortunately, his vision of reconciliation was cut short when he was assassinated in April 1865. His death shocked the world, ending a presidency that had reshaped the meaning of the American Union. Lincoln's legacy endures in the preservation of the Union, the abolition of slavery, and his moral example of leadership in crisis. After the Gettysburg victory in July 1863, the tide of the Civil War began to turn in favor of the Union. Although the war was far from over, Lincoln believed that victory was finally within reach. A few months later, he delivered the Gettysburg Address, a speech of only 272 words that became one of the most famous speeches in history. In it, Lincoln honored the soldiers who had died and reminded the nation that democracy and freedom must survive. Despite growing success, Lincoln continued to face criticism from politicians, military leaders, and even members of his own party. Many believed he was either moving too slowly or too quickly on the issue of slavery. However, Lincoln remained calm and focused on his ultimate goals, preserving the Union and ending slavery. In 1864, Lincoln ran for a second term as president. At first, many people doubted he could win because the war had lasted so long and thousands of soldiers had died. But after several important Union victories, public confidence returned, and Lincoln was re-elected by a large margin. After his re-election, Lincoln strongly supported the 13th Amendment, which would permanently abolish slavery throughout the United States. In January 1865, Congress passed the amendment, marking one of the greatest achievements of his presidency. In the early months of 1865, the Civil War was coming to an end. Union forces, led by General Ulysses S. Grant, continued to defeat the Confederate Army. On April 9, 1865, Confederate General Robert E. Lee surrendered at Appomattox Courthouse, effectively ending the Civil War. Lincoln was overjoyed that the nation could finally begin to heal. Instead of seeking revenge against the South, he called for peace, forgiveness, and national unity. In his second inaugural address, he famously said, "With malice toward none, with charity for all," urging Americans to rebuild the country together. However, only 5 days after the war ended, tragedy struck. On the evening of April 14, 1865, Abraham Lincoln attended a play at Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C., with his wife, Mary Todd Lincoln. During the performance, John Wilkes Booth, a well-known actor and Confederate supporter, secretly entered the presidential box and shot Lincoln in the back of the head. Lincoln was taken across the street to the Peterson House, where doctors fought to save his life. Sadly, he died the following morning, April 15, 1865, at the age of 56. His death shocked the entire nation. Millions of Americans mourned the loss of the leader who had preserved the Union and fought to end slavery. His funeral train traveled through several states, allowing countless citizens to pay their final respects. Today, Abraham Lincoln is remembered as one of the greatest presidents in American history. His leadership during the Civil War, his commitment to freedom and equality, and his inspiring words continue to influence people around the world. His legacy reminds us that courage, honesty, and determination can change the course of history.